Subject EVS. Topic Who fulfill our needs. Standard 3rd. Hello student, I am Meera Singh and today we are going to learn an interesting topic. So student, before starting the topic, I would like to ask you a few questions. So let's start. Question 1. What does your father do? So student, tell me the answer. Yes, correct. So some of your fathers do jobs or they have their own business. Yeah, correct student? Now the question number 2 is, what would you like to be when you grow up? Yes student, tell me what you want to be when you grow up. Yes, okay. So some of you want to be a teacher, some of you want to be a doctor, engineer or other works you want to do which you like it. Now let's begin with our topic. Lesson number 22. Who fulfill our needs? Student, air, water, food and shelter are the basic needs of every living thing. But student, human beings have many other needs beside this. But student, consumption of basic needs is not just food, water, clothing and shelter, but also sanitation, education and health care. Student, we need clothes to wear, teachers to guide us and a doctor if we fall ill. Different people work to fulfill our various needs. Their work fulfills some of our needs as well as their own needs. So student, such work is called an occupation. Student, occupation is a job or a profession. It refers to the field or type of work people perform. For example, doctor treats patient, worker work in office and factories. Teachers teaches in school and colleges. Shopkeeper buy and sell goods to earn their livelihood. So, in this way, they all are engaged in occupation. Have you understood student? Students, there are various type of occupation. Nature-based occupation, example agriculture, fishing, etc. Then manufacture, example making automobiles, making pots, making clothes. Now then trade, for that example is selling farm product, shopkeeping, then providing services, for example those given by a teacher, a doctor, a banker. Have you understood student? Student, now let's see nature based occupation. First is agriculture. Student, agriculture is an important occupation in our country. Everyone in the country gets food because farmer work in the field. Agriculture is important not only for the supply of food but also for the provision of raw materials. For other industries such as textile, sugar, jute, vegetable, oil, tobacco, and the agriculture is not only an occupation for people but also a way of life. Have you understood students? So agriculture is very important in our life. Agriculture is the practice of farming. Include cultivation of the soil for the growing of crops and the rearing of animals to provide wool and other product. Student, our food includes items such as bhakri, chapati, rice, dal, vegetables and salads. And all this food we get because farmer work in the field. to provide us food. Student, these food items are prepared from crops grown in the field. Crops like jawar, bajra, wheat, rice, pulses, as well as leafy vegetables and other vegetables are grown in the field. Student, other needs are also taken care of through farming. For example, we get sugar from sugarcane. Textiles made from cotton are used to make garment. Student, farming of fruits, flowers and medicinal plants is also carried out on a large scale. Medicinal plants such as aloe vera, tulsi, neem, turmeric and ginger cure several common ailments. These are considered as home remedies in many parts of the country. It is known fact that lots of consumers are using basil. Basil means tulsi for making medicine. We use tulsi in black tea, in puja and other activities in our day-to-day life. Agro-based occupation. Student, agro-based industry includes industry related to textile, sugar, paper and vegetable oil. This industry use agricultural product as their raw materials. Textile industry, the largest industry in the organized sector. Student, agriculture products can be used to undertake many other occupations. Fodder is created in field. It is used to feed cow, buffalo and sheep. So student, thus as we cultivate the land, we can raise this animal also. Animals are also important in our life. Some animals help us in obtaining food. Some animals are used for carrying people or goods from one place to another. Some animals and birds are kept as pet like dogs, cat, parrot, pigeon. Okay. So we keep a dog to do the security of our house, to guard our house. We also obtain milk, meat and leather from animals. Fruit grows on farm can be used to prepare squashes, jams and jellies. Student, here squashes is usually a fruit flavored made from fruit juice. Student, fruits are an excellent source of essential vitamins and minerals and they are high in fiber. Eating a diet high in fruits and vegetables can reduce a person's risk of developing heart disease, cancer and diabetes. So student, fruit is very important. So we have to eat fruit daily. Student, sheep rearing, poultry, animal husbandry and fruit processing are all occupations depend on agriculture. They are called agro-based occupation. And student, agro-based industries are industries which use agricultural products as raw materials. For example, cotton textiles, silk textiles and jute industries are agro-based industries. Agro-based industries are depending on agriculture for their raw material and other basic inputs. Student, the main occupation in Indian village are agriculture, fishing, weaving, cottage industry, handicraft, etc. But student, apart from agriculture, the villagers are also involved in other occupation like fishing, farming, cottage industry, pottery business, various small or medium or large scale industries, carpentry, etc. So students, some village occupation are family business. Sometimes people carry on work that their father or grandfather did before them. However, in our country, we can choose the job we want to do. In industries, raw materials are obtained and then they are processed to make new finished product. Student, potter making pots is a type of industry. Have you seen how a pot is made? Now look at these pictures below. In the first picture, potter first obtained good quality clay. Then, to improve the quality of the pot, he mixes some other substances in the clay. Then, he mixes water in the clay and makes it soft and easy to shape. This is called kneading the clay. He turns the kneading clay on a wheel to shape the pot. The pot are baked in a kiln to make them hard, and then student, the pot is ready to use. Now let me show you how a potter give a shape to a pot. Student, as you see on the screen, the potter is pressing the clay on a potter wheels, and from top to bottom he is putting his hand inside the pot and giving a beautiful shape to a pot. But student, this needs a lot of practice and hard work. So this is not an easy task to do. So in the pottery industry, clay is the raw material. Pot are the finished product. So student, process includes whatever is done to make the finished product. What is our finished product? Is a pot. And from finished product from the raw material here is clay. Clay is the raw material. So the process includes whatever is done to make the finished product from the raw material. Such a process is called industry. Have you understood, student? So student, just as potter makes pot out of the clay, other items can be made out of woods, bamboo, flowers, etc. So student, if the product are made at home on a small scale, it is called a cottage industry or handicraft industry. Have you understood, student? Student, some factories are big. Many people work there with the help of machines. Your school bus, bicycle and paper for your textbook and notebook are all products made in factories. Student, factories were necessary because the machinery was expensive, large, needed power and was operated by many workers. The factory system introduced the division of labor. This is where different workers each have a specific task in making the product. So all the workers have to perform a specific task. Do you know, student, in ancient times, man did not know about farming. So he would wander around in search of food. And he used to hunt, he ate fruits and tubers. But when man learned how to grow crops, he could get food in one place. So there was no need to wander about for food anymore. So he began to have free time. And student, in that free time, many discoveries were made. Student, in some villages, towns and cities, certain occupations or industries are run on a large scale. So student, these industries or occupation become famous because of the craft and the speciality of the product. For example, student, the Solapuri bedsheet is famous in Solapur and Kolhapuri chappals is also famous in Kolhapur. So Kolhapur is famous for its Kolhapuri chappal, and patnis are also famous in pattern. Patni is a sari. Okay. So like this, many place is famous for its speciality of the product. Have you understood, student? Student, the table below show how the raw material, industry and finished product are linked. So, in the first column is raw material. The first one is sugar cane. Industry is sugar industry and the finished product is sugar. Then the next one is cloth and then garment industry and the finished product is shirt, jeans, frock. Then the next one is bamboo. Basket weaving and the finished product is basket. Then the last one is maida, bakery industry and the finished product is biscuits bread. Now student, let's see the different stages of crops production. So the first stage is preparation of soil. After that, sowing of seed. Then adding manures and fertilizer. After adding manure and fertilizer, then irrigation means giving water to our crops. Then weeding. After weeding, we have to harvest the crop, harvesting. Then threshing the crops to remove the grains from the crops. And after that, storage of our grains. Have you understood, student? So, what we have learned, student? First, occupation and industries develop out of the need of human being. Then, types of occupations and industries. After that, the importance of agriculture. Then, what is meant by industry? After that, information about industry. Now student, let's see answer the following question. Number 1. If we do not farm the land in our country, what will happen? So the answer is we will not get food and then we have to import food from other country. The next question is what is industry? And the answer is an industry is a group of manufacturers that produce a particular kind of goods or services. Now student, here is an homework for you. Student, the first one is which of the product in the picture are grown in field? So you have to write the answer. You have to see the picture and you have to write the correct answer. Now the next one is which products are made in factories? Now student, you have to see the picture and you have to say the correct answer. Thank you student. Keep learning.